The sun was just beginning to rise over the lush greenery of the Indian forest when an urgent alarm echoed through the wildlife reserve. Rangers had spotted something alarming near the riverbank. A large elephant, its massive body trembling, surrounded by a cloud of furious bees. The swarm, angry and poisonous, darted in relentless waves, stinging the poor creature at every turn. It was clear, the elephant was in grave danger. The elephant, a majestic male named Raju, had wandered too close to a wild beehive hidden within the dense foliage. Disturbed and threatened, the bees had attacked without hesitation. Raju trumpeted loudly, thrashing his trunk and swinging his massive body, but it only seemed to provoke the swarm further. His eyes, usually calm and wise, now reflected fear and pain. The forest seemed to hold its breath as the drama unfolded. At the control center, the reserve's rescue team sprang into action. Led by the experienced wildlife ranger Arjun, the team quickly loaded protective gear, smoke canisters, and tranquilizers onto the rescue vehicles. Arjun knew that time was critical. Prolonged exposure to the bee's venom could prove fatal, not just from the stings but from potential allergic reactions. The team navigated the rough terrain carefully, all the while tracking Raju's panic movements through binoculars and drones. As they arrived, the scene was chaotic. The elephant had begun to retreat toward the river, thrashing trees and creating a loud commotion. The bees, relentless in their attack, buzzed like a living storm cloud. Arjun quickly assessed the situation. "We need to calm him first," he instructed, signaling two team members to approach with smoke canisters. Smoke, carefully and strategically wafted toward the swarm, began to disorient the bees. One by one, they started drifting away from Raju, giving him precious breathing room. Meanwhile, Arjun and his team approached the elephant cautiously, keeping their movements slow and non-threatening. Using a long net, they guided Raju toward a safer clearing. Despite their efforts, Raju was exhausted and weak from multiple stings. The team decided to administer a mild sedative to help him stay calm while the bees dispersed completely. The dart hit its mark, and within minutes, the great elephant's frantic movements slowed. He leaned gently against the soft earth, eyes half closed, as the swarm gradually dissipated. Once the immediate danger had passed, the team tended to Raju's wounds. Tiny stings covered his trunk and legs, some still swollen and red. The veterinarians applied soothing ointments and carefully monitored his vitals. Hours passed, and Raju, though tired and weary, began to regain his strength. By sunset, he was able to stand and move slowly toward a shaded area near the riverbank, where he drank deeply and seemed to understand that the danger had passed. The rescue operation was hailed as a success, a perfect example of human courage and compassion working in harmony with nature. Arjun and his team knew the forest would continue to pose challenges, but moments like this reminded them why they had chosen this path, to protect and preserve the lives of creatures who cannot speak for themselves. As night fell, the forest returned to its peaceful rhythm, and Raju rested beneath the canopy of trees, safe once more. The memory of the swarm would fade, but the bond between the elephant and the humans who saved him had been etched forever. It was a reminder that even in the wild, where danger lurks unexpectedly, courage, teamwork, and quick thinking could turn a potential tragedy into a story of survival and hope. The next morning, the forest was quiet, but the memory of the previous day's chaos lingered. Raju, still cautious, stayed close to the river, occasionally lifting his trunk to sniff the air as if warning himself of any lingering danger. The rescue team had returned to the reserve headquarters for a brief rest, but Arjun couldn't shake the image of the massive elephant, terrified and vulnerable, surrounded by the buzzing cloud of bees. He knew Raju's ordeal had left more than just physical wounds. It had shaken his confidence. Arjun and his team decided that observation and gentle care were essential before allowing Raju to roam freely again. They set up a temporary monitoring station near the riverbank, keeping a respectful distance while providing food, water, and medical attention as needed. Small treats of sugarcane and fresh fruits were laid out for Raju, who cautiously approached them, wary of hidden traps. His massive feet left deep imprints in the soft mud as he moved slowly, the stiffness in his legs from the previous day's panic evident with each step. The team observed him over the morning hours. Raju occasionally raised his trunk to trumpet softly, almost as if communicating gratitude, or perhaps just asserting that he was still in charge of his territory. The bees, though still present in distant parts of the forest, no longer threatened him directly. Arjun noted how quickly Raju adapted to the calm after such chaos, a testament to the resilience of nature. As the day progressed, the rescue team began to address the broader issue, preventing future attacks. Arjun and his colleagues carefully mapped the location of wild hives in the area. They knew that while bees were vital to the ecosystem, their aggressive behavior could endanger large animals like Raju. The team decided to install subtle warning markers and gently relocate a few hives that were dangerously close to the riverbank. Smoke techniques and safe relocation practices ensured minimal disruption to the bee colonies, respecting the balance of the forest while safeguarding the elephant. By late afternoon, Raju had regained some of his usual composure. He ventured closer to the forest's edge, sniffing at the foliage and testing the terrain with cautious steps. The rescue team maintained a watchful eye, ready to intervene if necessary, but also allowing the elephant the dignity of independence. For Arjun, this was one of the most rewarding moments of the rescue, seeing a wild animal reclaim its strength and confidence after a traumatic ordeal. Suddenly, a movement in the underbrush caught everyone's attention. A curious herd of deer emerged, moving cautiously toward the river for a drink. Raju froze for a moment, watching them, and then slowly stepped aside, showing a calm, protective presence rather than aggression. The scene was serene, almost symbolic. Life in the forest continued, the balance restored, and the elephant, once terrorized, now stood as a quiet guardian of his domain. As evening approached, the sun cast a golden glow over the river, reflecting off the water and highlighting Raju's majestic form. The team packed up their monitoring equipment, confident that the elephant was safe for the night. Arjun knelt in the mud, gently tracing the fresh footprints left by Raju. "You've got a brave heart," he whispered, a smile breaking across his tired face. "Stay safe, friend. We'll always be near if danger comes again." That night, Raju slept beneath a canopy of trees, the soft sounds of the forest lulling him into a calm, peaceful rest. The swarm of bees that had caused him so much fear was nothing more than a distant hum now. And while the forest remained unpredictable and wild, one truth was certain. The courage of a few humans and the resilience of one great elephant had created a story of survival that would be remembered by all who had witnessed it.